Welcome, guys, to another episode of Guerrero's podcast. Today I have he already was a guest, but it's still a special guest because now we're gonna get all the camera right and all the visuals and the audio all perfect for y'all. Okay, so I have two audios of you, but we're gonna put all that together on Spotify. Even though it's gonna be two different episodes, you're gonna have two Oviers on audio. All right, more
well,
to hear.
Spotify is audio, so
Yeah.
people are not gonna care how I look, right?
I mean, come on, man, looking good, looking fresh.
Absolutely. Well, today I look way better than last time. That's for sure.
So we're here trying to make this happen again, just because, of course, it's Jay Ovier. Who wouldn't want to listen to his gold nuggets and information? And two, we gotta get this right. Okay. So Jay, can you please introduce yourself again?
Absolutely. No, thank you so much, Jonathan, for having me here. My name is Jay Ovier Alvarez. Hola para todos que hablan español. Mi nombre es Jesús Ovier Alvarez, pero voy por Jay Ovier. I'm Mexican. I grew up in Mexico, and I migrated to the United States when I was a kid with my family when I was 14. And since then, it's been a little journey. You know, I think like anybody else here on the United States, they have their own journeys. So mine was it was cool. I don't want to say interesting or harsh or anything like that because everybody's journey has been very unique, and there has been some tribulations in my life, and I'm sure there has been some tribulations in other people's life. But anyway, what I do now, I am a real estate advisor, so I am a real estate agent here in California. And that's what I do. I help families to buy and sell and grow their wealth in investing in real estate.
There you go. So there you go. See if you guys need a home. What areas do you
Well,
do you service?
my license covered the entire state of California.
So he's everywhere. So he's not gonna say one specific spot, but if you're in California.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
But I'm here in Southern California, especially here on the IE, Inland Empire, Riverside, San Bernardino County. That's where I am more often. But I have close transactions from San Diego to Sacramento to Los Angeles, you name it.
So, I mean, really not, stationary is not something that I would call or say for how you do business when you're everywhere.
Absolutely. Well, it's kind of like in your business, like how far do you go in your business? Like if somebody calls you?
Within an hour of the Bay, well, if it's the Bay Area, anywhere around an hour radius of where we're located, which is Richmond, you know, so it will be probably about 50 miles.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I drive more than 50 miles.
Yeah, see, here.
So, but...
I mean, technically, I drive quite a bit out for business, right? Because I'm out here in SoCal. But, yeah, man. So one of the topics that was pretty interesting to me when we first met up, right? On our first real, not I'm going to say real interview, but on our first interview, we touched a subject that I think it was quite interesting. And that was the subject of having a victim mentality. Right? Was there any struggles of as you were coming up and growing up for yourself?
Yes, you know, the struggles that I had from migrating to the United States and, you know, me being a migrant, being specifically Mexican, you know, coming here, not speaking English, you kind of are in a kind of like limbo hole type of situation because you have to adapt. And when you say, you know, a mentality of a victim mentality, I didn't have myself necessarily a victim mentality because I come from a family and a belief that anything that you put your mind to it, you could achieve. And then coming here to the United States, you know, I didn't see myself like a second-rated citizen that. Well, we don't have that in Mexico. Well, we might not. I'm not sure, but I didn't experience it. So I didn't came like, oh, I'm a migrant, or you know, I'm Mexican, my skin color, or because I didn't speak the language. I didn't felt the need to feel myself discriminated and to feel like I'm a victim. I'm like, cause, you know, my family, my dad, you know, he's like, you want something, you have to fight for it. You have to work for it. You have to earn it. You have to deserve it. So everything that I have here in the country, you know, I have worked for it in one way or another. Like just going to school. We didn't have a lot of money. When we came here to the United States, we were living on a garage. A family of 5 living in a garage for 2 years because well, we're not making a lot of money. Rent is expensive, and that was what was available back in the time. I remember my dad was working on a butchery in a grocery. My mom also was working on the grocery, even making tamales on the side to,
Make it happen. Make ends
exactly,
meet.
make it happens. And then we didn't even have a car back then. Then my dad got a car, and whenever they had the opportunity to take us to school, they will take us to school. But if we wanted it to go to school, we either had to walk, ride a bike,
That's right.
or go on the bus.
There was no let me give you a ride.
Yeah. Well, there was no let me give you a ride, or there was no like, oh, because you guys don't take me to school, I'm not gonna go to school.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know what? Right now you mentioned that it's like at home. My nieces, my niece and nephew, they're like, not kids are spoiled, man. Los van y los traen, you know. Los llevan, los traen, and they're riding. And I told my nephew, I was like, dude, when we were your age, we were literally walking to high school, to middle school, to sixth grade, whatever. But now they're just too spoiled. I don't think they can handle it. Well, with some, there's some, right? But
well, I don't think we need to use the word spoiled, because I think nowadays society, or we families, let's just say we Latinos, Mexicans, you're Mexican, I'm Mexican, so let's just say Mexican. But we Latinos,
we're Mexican.
I think we are trying to give our families or kids what we didn't have. We're trying to give them everything.
Yeah.
The world, if we can. The best clothing, the best school, the best toys, the best treatment. So because we struggled through that when we grew up, we want to give to our families and our kids the best. But the question is that the best for them?
True.
Is that really the best for them? Because you are you are making a dependable kids. You are making a kids that will be entitled. Hey, I can't go to school because I don't have a way to go to school.
I don't have a ride.
Instead of like, you know what, when I can, I could take you. When not, let's figure out how can you go to school.
Yeah.
If you really want to succeed, you have to fight for yourself. Yeah, you're a parent.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? I'm sure you're gonna try to do everything for your kid.
I try not to, man, to be honest. I'm that parent where I'm like, se cayó, que se levante.
Well, but you
got it.
are protecting him regardless. You are gonna be there to protect him, to give him a hand, to to push him a little bit if you have to, But that's pretty much now what I think we feel like we are providing so much that in a way we're rendering people to be dependent.
Yeah.
Or useless. Forgive my word.
That's another. I mean, it is another good.
It's like let's just put it very simple. Ask me, do I know how to do oil change?
Do you know how to do an oil change?
I don't know if I can have to do an oil change, no, but I do know how to change a tire. At least.
At least a tire.
At least I know how to change a tire. I know how to put the oil, but I don't know how to go do the oil myself. I never learned that. But now we live in a society that we want everything to be done for us automatically. We rather pay.
Yeah.
So, which is great to a point, but we're losing some skills, some fundamentals that I think it's important to have. And why it's important to have? I think all of us, we need to have a strong backbone, a strong foundation, and then from there, everything else will grow and flourish. But if we don't have a good foundation, then that's how we're gonna develop a victim mentality.
There you go. It's just, I myself, I'm a jack of all trades, man. So like I get around pretty good. But yeah, it's just seen how most individuals nowadays are. I'm not gonna say useless because I don't think anybody's useless, right? But not being able to perform certain tasks that could literally save their butt out of a situation that it's like, bro, you don't need to wait 3 hours here. You could change a tire, like de aquí que llega la aseguranza. Or
exactly.
I mean, it's even from an oil change, like it's one nut that you gotta remove and drain it, and then go pour the nut back.
But now the question is, where are you gonna learn that from?
Yeah.
If the new generation doesn't even know. Let's say grandpa did know.
Pass the skill down.
But the parent, they might know, they might not.
Yeah, that's true.
So now we just need to go to Jiffy Lube.
It's Jiffy, yeah, there you go.
Jiffy,
no,
they think it
no,
is.
no, no, say Jiffy. We're going to Rancho Express Loop in Rancho Cucamonga for Nestor.
There we go. There we go.
We're gonna promote him instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Nestor, you're here, and as we go there with you. No, but I think it is great that we have a lot of things that are very accessible to us. That it's great that we are advancing, but I think there is, like I said, there is some very important skills. There are very important values that we still need to teach to our kids or families.
Some fundamentals, at least.
Exactly. Yes.
Just the fundamentals to get them to get through at least a little better.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what we are teaching them today, that's what they will teach to their families when they have their own kids. Pass it down. And if they don't have those skills, well, from where are they going to learn them? From the friends on the street? They're going to pick those habits. If they didn't learn the fundamentals from their family, from school, from the society that it was supposed to form, they're going to pick up some fundamentals, but maybe it's not going to be the right fundamentals because it's going to be from not necessarily the right people. You hope they do pick it up from the right people, but we don't know.
Yeah, it's a big world, man. And now with internet and the access to videos, it's much easier to not do anything than it is to do something to at least get better,
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, having at least some fundamentals, I think, is some skills, man. Like even like how to wash dishes, your own dishes, how to pick up after yourself. Like, that's what I'm saying.
How to do a bed. How to, just sample how to do your bed or how to boil an egg. I'm being funny, but you know what? It is very, very important. It is very, very important because just an experience with I'm not gonna say name, but friends. We're getting so used to eat out.
Yeah. Didn't we just plan something like that?
Exactly what we're gonna do. We barely cook anymore.
Yeah.
Or we do Grubhub or any of those apps. Like they bring us food. So I think in the next 10, 20 years, the next generation, they're not probably gonna even know how to cook at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. It's already fast food is everywhere.
Exactly.
Everything is so accessible.
Because it's so convenient.
Yeah, I was looking for that word. I was like, everything's more convenient. Like
But you know what is not convenient? The health problems that causes to ourselves.
Yeah. All that processed food.
Exactly, because my dad is going through some health issues, and we're trying to now get into better habits, right? And looking at what he's eating and stuff like that it's good for him and not good for him. We give to our kids cereal.
Yeah.
Since they're kids. Well, we are pouring milk and lots of sugar because that's exactly what we're giving them.
Yeah.
We're not giving them any nutrition. We are creating baby or kids addicts.
Yeah.
To sugar. That's what we're creating. Sugar addicts.
We are installing the bad habits.
Yeah.
Right.
You will think, well, it is soda or candies or stuff like that. Well, a lot of the foods that we are giving to our kids, to our families, they just have tons of sugar.
Yeah.
And then I went to because the doctor for my dad is like, you need to start reading how much of this, how much of that they have. And I'm like, well, this has like 30 grams of sugar. How much is 30 grams of sugar, per serving? Well, it's actually like 3, 4, 5, 7 spoons. I don't know exactly right now.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I looked up, every gram is like 2 little packs of sugar.
So, a gram. So imagine when they say
one pack, but even then,
Imagine when they say 30 grams.
So like 30 paquetitos.
Exactly, and that is per serving.
Yeah.
So
which is usually the whole little soda or the whatever it is that you're drinking.
Exactly, but imagine if you pour them, and it's like a little stack of sugar. That's why we are taking every single day.
Yeah.
Or giving to our kids every single day.
When you look at it like that, I don't think it makes any sense. When you're like, oh, es que nomás estoy dando cereal, Oh. And then it's an action, but
yes, you are give them in cereal, but you are give them in because it's convenient, because it's something fast. You might be running in the morning, but you know rather give them a banana. You give them a sugar, but natural,
A natural one, yeah.
and it's gonna be better.
Yeah, way better than the freaking process or the soda can, you know.
Correct. But anyway, we're going into this.
I know we're going deep, but I was actually gonna ask you. I was like, well, are you are you part of anything in the city to start changing those kind of things where it's like, hey man, we can be having all this sugar.
Not in specifically that if I'm belong something in the city, you know, but what I've been doing, it is my own personal habits and through our family to be changing it, because my dad has diabetes. I am pre-diabetic, and my dad just went through a very horrible hospitalization. And when you live with your family, that we eat pan todos los días,
Panecito,
bread
cafecito.
every single day. You know, you eat this, you eat that, and it's delicious, but it's kind of like, damn, you know, oh, you are eating venom, literally put it into your
Straight poison.
you are poisoning yourself, because te tomas el cafecito con el pan dulce. Well, coffee you put sugar. El pan dulce has sugar already. And then you eating something else, like snacking into something, so either has a lot of sodium, a lot of salt,
A lot of something.
or a lot of something. And then we at least Latinos, we Mexicans, well, at least in my family, we used to like a lot of soda.
Yeah.
So
Que no falta la coquita, right?
exactly. So you already eat pan. You
Yeah.
already eat that. You know, sugar in your coffee or whatever. And then plus la coquita is like the fuck. You're like way putting too much. You know, but you're not thinking, because this is how you grew up with.
Yeah.
Like back in Mexico, like people would literally have una coca con un pan.
Y en bolsita, para que sepa buena.
Exactly. Bueno, no vamos a salir como los cantantes que no querían la coca en bolsita. No hay que decir
De esa no,
nombres.
de esa no,
De
cabrón.
esa no.
Ya, líquido.
Exactly. But then sugar plus sugar.
Yeah.
How healthy was that?
And that's not healthy, not healthy at all.
Not healthy at all. But the thing is, all culture, it has very delicious food.
Yeah.
And it has very nutritious food. The only thing is, it takes time.
Yeah.
The only thing is that are we willing to do that?
I was about to go back to, I was like, no, ya no van a saber ni cómo hacer los calditos, las enchiladas, los chilaquiles. Like,
Yeah.
damn, man, that's all great food. La birria, like, we're losing all that.
Well,
dude.
now you could do chilaquiles. Les ponen los tostitos y just put it
No, see, now
sauce.
you're going the unhealthy way now, man.
Well, that's kind of like what
No.
instantaneously, you know. People don't no longer do things for like from scratch.
From scratch, yeah. Una tortilla, yeah.
But because it's convenient, and I don't want for you guys to think that this, like, at least our episode today is gonna be like we are bashing into
Mexican struggles right now. It's a struggle.
Yeah, exactly. We're not bashing into anybody that you're doing that or we're doing that, because I understand we are living a fast-paced life, and sometimes it's very hard and it's very tough to try to live a healthier
Found a healthier option.
a healthier life
We're on the go.
with healthy habits.
Yeah.
But you know what? You start with one.
Yeah.
One at a time. And that also gets back to business. And I'm gonna link those two. So like in my family, because my dad diabetes, I'm pre-diabetic, one of the habits that we're doing, let's cut at least one bad thing. And we've been trying for the past year. No soda.
That's a big one.
No soda. So in the house, I'm not gonna lie, we do get sodas from time to time. Family comes to visit, you have to have it, but like no soda anymore. And now after that, when I'm out on a restaurant, rarely I ask for soda. Rarely. Second habit, less salt, less salty things. You're still doing it, but less. That's a little bit harder because it's gonna el sabor, el sazón,
sí, pues.
you know, but less, you know, trying.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. El pan dulce. You know, like, okay, well, si me comía 4 conchitas con una taza de chocolate,
Cuatro
if I was
conchitas.
having like 4 pieces of bread with one coffee, I'm only gonna have one.
One of each.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
not necessarily one. You know, but you caught into those things.
Yeah.
And now myself, I used to have like a lot tortillas, el pan, el rice, and all that. I have lost close to 30 pounds
There you go.
in
Progress.
this past like year and a half. And because I'm still eating very bad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still eating very bad, but just cutting into those habits little by little, little by little, and eventually I know that I will be better,
Yeah.
because it's hard to try to do everything at
Cold
once.
turkey ya no se puede. Es
Exa-
como que voy a dejar las conchitas de hoy a mañana. Espérense,
Well,
espérense. ¿Para qué tanta violencia?
well, you know what is the hard part? The hard part is the following. It's like when you're doing a diet, but everybody else in your house is like enjoying all the
All the
things,
bad.
all the bad things. So that's kind of tough. You really have to have a strong convictions and discipline. And I myself, let me tell you, I lack on that. I
Yeah.
do.
I mean, it's hard to
I
let
like-
go on Mexican food like that, man.
You know what the worst? I can no longer eat like very spicy food.
Ya la edad, ya estamos viejitos.
Ya,
aquí.
ya estoy rookies.
Ya,
Yeah,
un
yeah.
chavorruco.
Yeah, un chavorruco. Like I'm 35 guys, but ya estoy rookies. But because I have some issues, I have some stomach issues. So my mom cooks everything with chile.
Ajá.
Chilaquiles, carne con chile, birria, like
Chile en caldo.
everything. So there is always something spicy, and I have to be always the one like, damn, like I'm only gonna eat it once or just a little tiny bit,
Yeah.
But before, this is so funny. I had struggled with stomach issues for. I guess today we're gonna be talking about health, because this is the only.
I don't
thing that
even know,
we're-
man, but we're already there. We'll figure out how we tie into business right now.
Exactly. So I was struggling with stomach issues for a long time, But in my head, that was normal. It was normal that you eat something and you had to be running on the bathroom.
¿Qué tal día?
Yeah, exactly, right away, But I was surely enjoying that delicious spicy food. I suffer of diverticulosis because acids, I'm not supposed to really drink coffee. Acids, chili and all those things, had damaged my stomach. And then I used to get very full, and then sometimes acid reflux,
It was bad.
many complications, right? Well, since I have stopped some of those stuff,
Se acabó.
yeah, I'm not gonna say completely, because sometimes they do come, but it's I'm no longer at least as often as I used to have them. And I'm like, I didn't realize that I was eating things that were affecting me, damaging, because I was used to it.
Yeah. I had to
was-
make those changes.
Exactly.
So let me tell you, now that we're talking about changes, how do you make those changes in business to be able to create something better than what you already have?
I think one of the ways how you create changes is acknowledging first that you need help.
Mm.
And sometimes that's one of the hardest things. Acknowledging that you are on a place that you need to improve and you need help.
Yeah.
Because, and this happens to me often, we believe that we're capable of doing everything ourselves and we don't need nobody else's help. There is some individuals that perhaps they don't really need nobody else's help because they have the capacity, they have the discipline, and all that, and they could do it on their own. I myself, I try to do things on my own, but I try because I'm stubborn.
And it's okay to try.
I try because I'm stubborn, I'm struggling on something and I'm like, oh, let me do it my own way. Let me try this. And then I'm gonna make myself crazy 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And sometimes because I don't realize that I need help and I don't wanna ask for help.
So it's your ego.
I don't know if it's my ego, but it's big. Well, I don't know. Perhaps it's my ego. I don't want to ask for help. But then when I do realize I need help, I need to ask for help. Now it comes to whom do I ask for help?
You gotta look for the right help too.
Exactly.
You can't just ask anybody for the help.
Yeah, so the first step is literally realizing that you need help. Once you do that, you need help, it's okay to go out in the world and find that help.
Yeah, that mentor, that coach, someone to get
Exactly.
you going to that next level.
But then you have to be careful because you have to try to ask to the person that it's going to help you. And asking for help, it could be like a book. You know, you might get the answer through a book. Taking a class, looking at podcasts, you know, trying to finding out, you know, related in your issue. Your boss at work, someone that has knowledge, even if you don't like them. You know, sometimes, you know, they already might have gone through where you're going, and they might have the answer.
Correct.
My dad has a say that says, you know, if you're sick and something is hurting, but you're not telling people, you know, you might have the medicine next to you, but because you're not saying it.
Kind of goes to what I keep saying is that I close mouth don't get fat, man. You gotta ask for help.
Exactly. I'm not gonna be able to give you the medicine because you're not asking for it. And then at the same time, I don't know you need the medicine.
Yeah. You don't know what the problem. I mean, only if you don't say anything, how can anybody really even help? You know.
Exactly. So I think, you know, like I said, you realizing that you need help.
Yeah.
Then seeking help and trying to find the right help. And sometimes you probably will ask out and to the wrong people. Do not get discouraged if you ask for help for the wrong people. I will say, you know, continue asking and identify what's the problem, and then ask like to someone that is an expert, that works on that field, that has probably gone through a similar situation or deals with that daily, so they're gonna be really able to help you. It's like, let's say you have an issue, I'm gonna put you as example, with your garage door. Well, you could ask your brother, but your brother, guess what? He works at Taco Bell, so he might be able to tell you about how to do the tacos.
Not the door.
You know, but not be able to tell you how to do something related with that.
The garage door.
With the garage door. He might give you some ideas, you might fuck it up, you know.
Call it pro.
And then later on, you're gonna be paying the consequences. But that's also how we learn. We learn through mistakes. And it is okay to make mistakes.
Make them fast.
You know, the only thing is, do you want, how long you want to be stuck on a mistake?
Correct.
I myself, right now, I've been stuck on my mistakes for the past 6 years.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's sad to realize that I've been stuck for the past 6 years on my stubbornness.
Yeah, but there you go. It's like you said, you're realizing what it is that the problem is. So, no, you're already at one of those steps. You crossed it out.
I am at one of those steps. Now it's like, you know, now you have to take a massive action.
There you go.
Today, this morning, I took massive action on one of my mistakes.
What did you do?
I signed up for a seminar, a class, on something specific for real estate, because I've been kind of stuck lately, and I know I realize I need the help. One of the things I kind of like didn't know who to ask. Well, actually, you know, I did know who to ask. The only thing is, in this industry, nothing is given. Nothing is for free. So sometimes when you're looking for a response and you need it quick, you might be able to ask for a friend, a family member, a parent, your spouse, or someone in the field that you know. But those people might not necessarily have the designated time to really help you. They might be able to give you some tips, some golden nuggets, and then after that you have to figure out on your own. But if you really, really want to figure out how to get it, sometimes you're gonna have to spend money and hire someone to help you get through that.
There you go.
And that's exactly what I did this morning.
Good. I mean, sometimes you gotta pay to play, man.
Yes.
You get the quality information, the quality help.
Exactly.
No?
So, talking with this person on the morning, he's like, how do you know you're gonna get the value of what you're paying for? And I'm like, I honestly don't know. you're gonna be able to solve my issues. But I'm at the point that this money that I'm spending, I'm probably gonna spend it anyway in some stupid shit.
Yeah.
So I rather do it and try, and said, it worked
Hi.
or it didn't work, but at least I'm doing something.
Correct. And at least try and look for that change to help or
Exactly.
to overcome whatever, whether it be a limiting belief or even this whatever struggle it is. You're seeking the help. You're looking for mentors. You're looking for some type of coaching.
And it had happened to me. It has happened to me before that sometimes I go through things and I make a decision and that didn't necessarily work out, but definitely I have learned that even if that's something that you put your time and your effort didn't work today, what you're learning, you're gonna need it later on for something else.
Yeah.
So it's never like wasted. It is wasted if you do not see how you could take that and make something out of it.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, man, you just gotta. It sounds like it took you a while to get to the root of whatever the issue was, but now that you found it, you're freaking determined to make that change.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to make the change because I'm at a point in my life that after being 6 years in real estate and being very, very successful, to a point, I'm kind of like neutral level that either do I really want to be here? Do I want to be stuck right here?
Yeah.
And I could do that for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but then later on, I'm gonna be like, I know I'm capable of much more.
You have the potential to do way more.
Exactly. But do I really want to do way more? And do I really want to do the hard work? What it's gonna take? And sometimes we're very comfortable.
Yeah.
We're very comfortable where we are, and we're not realizing that we're not growing.
No, yeah, that's definitely one thing. If it's kind of like walking blind, you're really not going to get to the right direction. So you need to clarify whatever issues, whatever concerns, whatever struggles are happening. The only one way to rectify your path is to take care of those issues, right?
Exactly.
Let me ask you, what makes you think it took you so long to figure this or get to this point where you're like, yeah, this is my pain point?
In a way, my stubbornness.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, my let me figure out on my own. Let me try, and it doesn't work. And I have tried. I have done multiple things to try to improve myself.
Okay.
I think one of the issues that I stopped trying
On the self-improvement part?
in the self-improvement part, because every time that I try, even if I didn't solve my specific problem, I learn something and I grow.
So you know what, you reminded me of this quote, and I keep using it across the episodes, but there was Ty Lopez was referencing or quoting, I forgot what author, but he said organisms that learn through mistakes only get left behind by organisms that learn through other organisms' mistakes.
And I think I've been that organism
Trying to learn by yourself.
that I'm trying to learn by myself, and I need to develop the skill to learn not only for my own personal experience, but learn through other people's experiences.
You move faster.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you go in phases. Sometimes it's easier for you to learn from others, and as you're strong and you feel like you could do things, then you stop kind of listening because you want to try your own. You want to try, you want to try that, but then, and you get comfortable.
Yeah, that's it. The comfort.
Exactly. You get comfortable, and then after that, you don't realize that you grow, like you went up here, but then you got stuck here.
On that plateau.
And that plateau. And it's dangerous when you are on that plateau, because that plateau, instead of going that way, it's going like this way.
Yeah, straight.
And eventually start going a little down, but you're like, you're cool, you're chilling, and you're not realizing. And probably if it happens like me, you realize it when you're like fucking over here.
Already down low. But it's time to climb up, man. It's gonna be a tough one.
Yes, exactly. And then now, like, had to get up here, You know, well, if you're riding the chill ride, you don't even realize that you're here.
Yeah.
You don't.
You're too comfortable.
Yeah, you got too comfortable. You don't want to struggle anymore.
I know, but you know what comfortable reminds me of? There was this one thing of destruction is easier than building or destroying, right? So when you're comfortable, you're technically, it's an easy phase because you're this, I mean, if you have been doing something and now you're struggling, right? Or not struggling, but now you're comfortable and you were on a path of, let's say, going up, progress, and then you start reaching that comfort zone, then you start literally destroying yourself, which is much easier than keep on climbing and building. You know?
And I also think it's very important that one of the mistakes that we do, at least myself, because for the first 3 years and a half of my career, it was like this.
Oh.
Constantly up, every year better, every year better, every year better, every year better.
I should be.
Unfortunately, I also caught myself like, yes, better, making money, but I developed some very bad habits. And you do not realize that those bad habits till it's very late. You know, till like you fuck up, till people telling you, Ovier, you're an asshole. Ovier, you're a nice asshole.
You're so honest.
You know what? That's one. I don't know if it's a virtue or it's one of my.
It's a superpower, man. You weed out the fake people in a way. You know, people that can't take the truth too well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, maybe that's the reason why I don't have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people. I do know a lot of people. I was yesterday at an event in Downey, a political event. I probably been to Downey, to the city of Downey, on my entire life like 3 times, and I got to meet people, brand new people, and I got to see people that I already knew.
There you go.
And then I was here at Rancho Cucamonga, but someone that I met, you know, a friend, and I was there at the restaurant. Well, I just happened to come across into someone that follows me on social media for the past 5 years. So sometimes you don't know where you're gonna be, but you're gonna be able to, you know, to people recognize you, see you, people that you have in a way touch somehow, and you have to be able to realize what were your issues. Like yesterday when I met this guy, like he's like, "Oh, you're looking great. Like you have definitely lost weight. You know, I see that. You know, you're doing great. But you know, I did kind of saw for a little while that you were a little pause on what you've been doing, and even other people realized that."
He called you out.
Exactly, he called me out. You know, and actually that was great to me.
Yeah.
Like somebody tell me like, "Hey, you used to be doing this. What's going on?" You know. But to get back to my point, sometimes we're very into our own hole that we forget to come out and challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes the way to challenge yourself is by be around other like-minded people, other hungry people, other people that they are going through their own struggles, but they're fighting. And when you are on your own hole, you're by yourself.
Yeah. It helps to be out on a group because then it puts a bit of, well, not a bit, quite a lot of accountability on you. Like, oh, shoot, they're doing this. Like, why am I not doing that?
Exactly.
Or I can actually, it will change your mind to, like, oh, I can't do it too. Like, I can do it.
In my case, you know what it is? I think I need to be inspired. I need I have a lot of energy, and people come to me for advice. People come to me for inspiration, and sometimes I feel that I get drained. But where do I get inspiration? Where do I get the energy, that spark?
Yeah.
Well, the same way that people need from me, I need from other people. I need to get inspired by other people. I need sometimes help from other people. I need to feel that rush, to wanting to grow. And that's what I realized. I've been so long on my own hole that I have forget how great does it feel when you are inspired by other people as well.
Yeah. And actually, even like you said right now, you got people that you inspire. Right? I think it's a great thing that you yourself is trying to develop even more skills, even more things that could inspire them even more so. So in a way, man, you're doing yourself a favor as well as the people that actually follow you.
Yes.
That you influence.
And then, I want to be able to provide more value. But for me to be able to provide more value, I need to grow more.
Yeah.
I need to grow more, and that's where I am. I have realized that I have hit a plateau. I need to get out of that. And one of the persons that is being able to to inspire me a little bit or a lot, and let's just say that, Jared.
Oh, great guy, man.
Jared
Freaking
has been
awesome
able
guy.
to inspire me in different ways. I have another friend, Kevin, young guy. He also inspired me, and sometimes, and you and the other Jonathan, and some of the people from the IE Mastermind, great inspirations. But sometimes you forget that you need other people.
Yeah.
And I have realized lately that a lot of these people, they're not necessarily on my own field. And actually that's the best part, that they're not on my own field, because I'm able to learn lessons. I'm able to get inspired, get golden nuggets for different experiences that I'm able to adopt into my own business.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily adopt, like incorporate and me make my own.
Correct. Yeah, it's always good to have someone that are at least in a, I want to say a higher frequency, because once you reach a plateau, man, you're not like at that high vibrating frequency that you're continuously like, hey, I'm on the next level and I'm on the next level. You reach kind of like, So having people like Jared himself, freaking great energy, always freaking smiling.
Yeah,
tackling
absolutely.
problems.
I honestly don't know how he does it.
Dude, seriously. This guy posted, now that we're talking about him, he posted a picture, I forgot what he was over here flexing, and I was like, damn, bro, I think you need Band-Aids. And I was hoping he would reply back. So I was like, what do you mean? Because you cut, bro, like you're over here flexing.
No, and then I think I need more people like Jared in my life.
Yeah.
And,
we all do, man.
And if he's watching, don't get my next words wrong. I even need people that are in a higher level than Jared in my life, because I'm inspired by him and I'm inspired by other people, but now I also want to be like, I want to meet the next level people too.
Yeah. You can only become that of what you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
It's like it transfers over.
Exactly.
Everything from mind expansion to canceling out limiting beliefs to things that just get you to be inspired to get to that next level.
Exactly. So, guys out there, if you are in a space or an environment that you're not growing, and it's difficult for you to see that because of your friends, your family, I'm going to tell you, start deviating and start looking, get curious for things. Curiosity is amazing. If you lose curiosity, that's bad. We should always be curious about things.
What about curiosity killed the cat? ¿No existe eso?
Well, I think yes, curiosity can kill the cat, because it has happened to me. You get in trouble sometimes, for being too curious or being too curious in the wrong things. But at least you are trying to figure out different things, So curiosity is like imagination. If you lack having a lack of imagination, it's a big problem for any industry. So if you don't have imagination, get near someone that has imagination.
Yeah. Someone that can at least transfer a little bit of idea,
Yes,
a little bit of energy.
Exactly, because if it's not your own ideas, you could be able to grab ideas from other people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying about copy them, but you will be able to adapt those things and you will figure out something. So if you're lacking imagination, You need to start, hanging out with people that has imagination. But you know what? Sometimes the problem is we are hanging with the same people of our same industry.
Yeah.
So if you,
It's a little bit hard to think outside the box.
exactly, you're on that box, and even
Yeah.
though there might be amazing people, don't get me wrong, people that are on a higher level than you are, perhaps they are, but they are in your own kind of like field, your own. So the structure of thinking is similar,
Yeah.
and something that I have discovered, you have to get out of that circle, and sometimes people from other industries, from other fields, other backgrounds will have the answer to our issues
Yeah.
because they are seeing things to a different set of eyes.
Yeah. Outside of the box, if anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, it is critical, man. Now, like you're saying, you're just starting, not just starting, but you're back into your self development. You're back into seeking that higher, the higher level individual. I mean, my story, man, I just started about a little bit over a year and a half now. But after I did that, like literally it took me five years of business trying to figure this out on my own. I'm like, nah, dude, I need help.
Correct.
So now that I got that help, in my journey, my 1 year and a half, almost, a little bit over a year and a half, I've learned so much. I developed so much, like the mentality change, the confidence, the way I do things, the way I carry myself, the way I talk to people. Like, heck, we're in here with a freaking podcast going on, man. You know what I mean? Like, the possibilities that come with surrounding yourself with people that help you expand your mind is just, to me, is amazing to have that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to me, part of being on the funk was that I got to a level that I no longer had competition. I'm always me, myself. I am my greatest competition.
Yeah.
But I no longer had inspiration, competition, or feel motivated, by people around me. So if you don't have that, I had to continuously be motivating myself, continuously be challenging myself, continuously, me striving for. And sometimes it's tiring to do that on your own.
It is.
So I would definitely tell people, put yourself on an environment, at least from time to time, that you challenge yourself, that you are in a competitive environment, that created environment, because that will push you forward. You might get again to that little plateau, but, expose yourself again, and it will impulse you again. But the bad thing is like when you're there for too long.
And you know what? I like to add to that is like it's okay to be human because it's not like you're gonna be like boom. I mean, rare cases, of course, they're always freaking just on top of it, right? But as human beings, man, we're gonna reach a point where we're like, all right, man, I'm being human. It's okay to be human. What's not okay is to get stuck in that plateau and forget that you actually need to keep thriving. You need to keep growing. You think there's what do you think is the biggest complication for like other people or individuals to realize or figure out that they do have a problem? What can you attribute that to?
I think we men, women, I'm sorry, but I'm speaking from my own experience. Sometimes we don't want to be seen that we're weak or we need others. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to be vulnerable. Like, oh, well, he's going to think that I don't know how to do this. Or he's going to think that I'm weak. Or he's going to, people are going to think. We worry so much about what other people are going to think that becomes a limitation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't allow us to move forward. Because we are in our own head. We have created our own movie. And this movie, this limitation that we have created is literally stopping us from moving forward, from asking for help. And I think that's my own case from time to time. Not necessarily always, but that's my case from time to time. And it's the fact that we don't want to be vulnerable, because when you open yourself, when you become vulnerable, then we are afraid.
Yeah.
We are afraid.
Yeah. It's for like in my case it was the ego. I was like like you were saying earlier, I'm gonna do it on my own, and I was doing it on my own, and I was making stuff happen. I was carrying my own weight. I was making whatever moves I had to do to make sure that I got to whatever I needed to get to. But at this point, now that I actually do got the help, I got the coaching, I surround myself with individuals that are, they're at that level where it helps me um, do better, feel better, get better, right? Now it's a whole different ballpark. Now I'm like, dude, why the fuck wasn't I doing this from the beginning? Why did I have to wait till year 5, year 6 to start doing something?
Well, just look at yourself. You are in Northern California,
Yeah.
and you've been driving to Los Angeles
Yeah.
to this coaching that you have,
Mm-hmm.
that for you to grow.
Yeah.
You had to get out of the box. You had to get out of your comfort zone. You had to either fly or drive 6 hours
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for you to find that spark, for you to inspire and find the imagination, the inspiration.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's gonna be like you. It's not right there.
But you know what I think it is? It's just people are not committed. People are just not committed. Like the way I see it, and I say that because I see myself in a lot of other individuals that I've met through life. But even now, some people that I've spoken to, right? Like I see, like, oh yeah, I want the change. Oh yeah, even if it is like, oh, I'm gonna stop drinking soda, or I'm gonna drink cold water, or I'm gonna be doing my 20 push-ups a day, blah, whatever the case may be, lose weight, whatever, right? It comes down to the commitment. They don't have the commitment to stick through the actual what they just said. It's hard to be committed to something that you've been so comfortable with for so long. So, like for me, it was of course the ego, and anytime I would say, "Oh, I'm gonna change this," it was just I wouldn't be committed fully, So even if you want to change, man, you gotta be committed.
You have to, yes, you truly have to be committed.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes time for you to be brave enough to do it. Like just fucking do it. Sometimes you just have to do it.
Yeah.
You just have to throw yourself. But it's that, sometimes it takes you more time for you to go through the like realizing it, digesting it, impulsing yourself than the actual what it takes to do it.
Yeah, the real work is actually the beginning part where you're like doing the whole process of like you just
Yeah,
explained,
like
right?
I think 80% is wasted in like we trying to like figure out to do it than the actual work.
Yeah. And once you get to doing the work, man, it's like you already know how to get it done. You just gotta apply it.
You know what? That is so true because today, just before we started the podcast, I was talking to one of my mates. I was telling him that I got enrolled in this and blah blah blah. He was asking me some questions, and he's like, "Oh, how do you think the seminar is gonna go? Are you really gonna learn?" And I'm like, you know what? Probably I'm gonna hear a lot of things that I already know, and also I'm gonna hear a lot of things that I don't know. But it's okay. I need a refreshment, and even if I already know it, I might know a different way to do what I already know,
Yeah.
or to do it better, or more efficient. And even if it is the same thing that I already know, I just need to put myself there. The
In that room.
refreshment. It's like we are like knives. We are like the katana. Wah! The knife gets dull. The knife gets rusting. And what does it need? It needs to be oiled from time to time.
Polished.
And it needs to be polished. And it needs to be sharp
Mm-hmm.
for the knife to continue executing what they're meant to do, to cut.
Correct.
So we as humans, we need to be polished, we need to be oiled, and we need to be sharp.
Now you gotta stay on top. That's the only way we're gonna stay on top of the game, man.
Yes.
So it makes me happy to hear that you're seeking for that again because, like I said, I know the value of that. I see the value of that. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have a podcast or be here. So it makes me happy to hear that Mr. J. Ovier is on the look for bettering himself.
You know what? I think one of the things that you mentioned, at least with me, is that you get the real me. I have no filter.
Yep.
I have
At
no
all.
filter. People ask me a question, I answer. Sometimes I answer too honestly, or sometimes I
Le duela a quien le duela, like,
Yes, and sometimes I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have said that, But one of the things that I have learned, it's hard to lie, and then keep up with the lie,
Oh, we gotta keep lying.
And then you're gonna be lost. Like, what did I say? Instead of like saying the truth, even if it hurts or you
Say
hurt
the
some
truth.
people, but at least I don't have to be thinking
How to keep up with that?
how to keep up with that. And you know what? Thank God I don't. I have such a bad memory. No, I do. I have such a bad
shit.
memory that imagine if
You
I'm.
get caught, you'd be a really bad liar.
Oh, I definitely will. I would definitely will. Like people already ask me like questions sometimes, like, "Oh, do you remember this?" And I'm like, you know what, I don't. And sometimes I have to apologize in advance. But if I did something to offend you or something, I am sorry. I just don't remember.
And if it happened, it happened.
It,
Freaking get over it.
exactly. So, but I don't want to be worrying about that. I
Yeah.
don't want to be worried about remembering, because you know what? I'm not worried. I don't want to be worried. One of the things that I learned in going back to things when you ask me why do I think people are afraid to to ask for help, or why do they take so long to do it, is because we feel that we lose power. We feel that we're giving our power to other people by we being vulnerable,
Being weak. per
being
se,
weak.
right?
But you know what? When you are vulnerable and you have nothing to hide, there is also people that have no ways to attack you.
Yeah, you're right. You're putting yourself out there.
You know what? This is very personal, and this is very, very private, and it's gonna go here. Once upon a time, someone tried to blackmail me.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Man, this is getting good, guys. This is what I said. Get the fucking popcorn ready.
Yeah, someone tried to blackmail me. You're growing up and you make mistakes, right?
Yeah. Of course, it just.
And someone was trying to out me. Someone was really, really trying to out me, and they were wanting money
Holy shit.
for not exposing some stuff from my personal life, and they were wanting some good money.
Yeah. People want the easy route, man. That's.
And they were like, we're gonna expose you, we're gonna show these photos and blah 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 blah. And I panic, I worry, and then to a point that I'm like, the fuck, I'm like, I actually told these people, this person, you know what, go ahead, do it.
Damn, no more money.
No, I was like, you actually asking me a favor. I no longer have to worry. Like, go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna help you. I will publish what you want to publish. I will do it myself.
Pay me or pay. I said at that point you should be like, pay me and I won't do it.
No.
Switch the papers around.
It's just kind of like I got to a point. You know what? Even if this gets out, it's fine. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Anyway. I was afraid at the point. Someone was trying to out me, and I was trying to be like more for my family and all that. But I got to a point like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Like I don't care. I mean, I do care, but it's like I don't want someone to take that and use it.
Yeah.
So I told them, go ahead, do it, and then I took some action into my own. And that they were not able to do that because I'm like, I'm gonna do it. You're not gonna do things.
Hold that power over you.
Exactly. And this is why I always try to be honest. I always try to do, to tell the truth what it is, because I don't want people holding that from me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do have to be vulnerable, but then at the same time, it's like when you don't have nothing to hide,
It's much. Como dicen,
you're not gonna
you're
have
not looking back every single time to protect
exactly,
yourself.
or you're not gonna have some hidden bodies there that someone's gonna
Dig out.
dig out. We all do have things. We have a professional life, and we do have a personal life, and sometimes it's hard to have both. And sometimes it's hard to combine them or
Yeah.
separate them. And sometimes people will try to take advantage of that because, they want to make a quick buck or whatever. But being honest about what you do, being upfront about what you do, and I think is like honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. Le duele a quien le duele.
Le duele, exactamente, le duele a quien le duele.
That is funny to me, man, because I mean, even for myself, I'm just technically the asshole, right? Because I mean, dude, what the fuck? You see me. This is a great example right here. So if my wife tells me, give me $100, I'll give her exactly $100.
Correct.
But she wants, of course, she's not be like, give me some money. How much you need? $100. Well, of course, she's gonna want more than $100. But I am so specific that even when it comes to like me just speaking out my mind, I'm just speaking out my mind, but I'm the asshole because nobody likes to hear what I have to say. It's like, what the fuck you asked me, bro?
Well, you know what? I have learned. I'm becoming better. Okay, I'm improving.
Communication.
I'm improving. I'm working on things. But a friend of mine, one of my previous managers on the company that I used to work with, he used to tell me, Ovier, you will gain people. You know, you will gain more people with honey than with vinegar. And sometimes the truth is vinegar. Not always is honey. And I think it's about marrying the vinegar and the honey. Because you could drink sweet vinegar.
Sweet vinegar.
You know, you can. You could eat sweet vinegar.
I think there's a diet thing with that, man. We take a spoon of honey with vinegar and this and that. So yeah, definitely possible.
It is possible. You could eat sweet vinegar. Sometimes it's difficult. You're not gonna be able to do that, you know. But I definitely now today, I see my mistakes, and I probably have lost some friendships. I probably have lost some people in my life for being too straightforward. You know, for not thinking. In my head, I'm right, and they're wrong. You know, then that's not always the case. But it's because to be like that.
Yeah.
But there is, my dad always says, there is 1,000 ways for you to do something. There is 1,000 ways for you to say something. We just need to learn how to do and say things better.
There's people that think too fast and speak faster than, you know.
We're all humans. We all have a value. We're not useless. I say early, you know, sometimes, you know, people get to be useless. You could get useless to some things, and it's okay, but it's not okay to be that and stay there for too long.
Yeah.
We all have a value. We all deserve respect. But one of the ways how you earn that respect, it's not for you have to look. It's not the way how you dress or the way how you talk. You earn people's respect by your actions. More than anything, you know, you learn respect by your actions. You could talk, but your talk, if it doesn't come with actions, it means nothing.
Las palabras se las lleva el viento.
Exactly. Las palabras se las lleva y las acciones. You know, you do your actions. Bless you.
Excuse me.
We're gonna make sure that's cut off. Your actions are the ones that get us here.
Yeah.
You wanted to come to LA to go to this event that you went. You had to drive 6 hours to be here. For us to be here on this podcast, you had to drive, you know, like 2 hours. I had to drive like an hour and a half to make it happen.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the opportunity that you're giving me. I have to do it. I have to take action. I have to be here.
There you go. And I appreciate you for coming too. Like I said, it was the second time, man. So we got it right this time.
We could have done a Zoom, but I'm like, no, you know, like let's go and do it.
But man, the quality that this does, as well as the respect for the audiences and the viewers. Not to say that doing Zoom calls or you know, like on the video chat is disrespectful, but it's just a little much better because it just feels more, you know, more personal.
I think if you want something well done, it requires effort.
Yeah.
It requires work.
Thank you for that.
It requires your soul.
I said the commitment, like I was saying earlier. You gotta be committed.
You know, because like when I was doing photography, I could be photographing the most gorgeous women or the most gorgeous guy. But if you had no soul, you had no presence, the beautiful picture will be meaningless because the viewer doesn't connect with it. And then I could photograph someone that it was average, not necessarily the most good looking, or the most beautiful woman, all that. But when you have soul, when you have that spark, when, and the viewer connects, you feel it. And it's the same thing. When you do something, it's like our jobs. You go to work because you have to go to work and you are earning a paycheck. Means to an end. To pay your bills, to do that. But it's way different when you go to work because you do have to pay, your bills. But when you go to work because you have passion for something.
Yeah.
You know what? Not necessarily I love my job, but I definitely want to get this check because I want to get that nice truck or the nice rims for my, whatever it is. Or, whatever it might be, because I want to go on vacation or whatever. But when we have passion for things, even if you're doing the most hardest job or you are in the hardest career, you actually do it better.
Yeah. It doesn't become a job at that point. It becomes, to me, I'm playing around putting things together. It's like Legos for adults for me, Because I install, put doors up, garage door parts, this, nuts and screws, and to me, building something, it's fun. So I have a passion for it, as opposed to when I was doing other jobs, like even when I was at Little Caesars flipping pizzas, where they're freaking making the pizzas. It was like, it wasn't a passion. It was literally, God damn, I gotta build another pizza, and another.
I used to work. I used to work at Taco Bell doing tacos and burritos. So I do understand. And sometimes we need to figure out what things are inspirations. I was just having this conversation, 2-3 days ago. Leo, which I'm gonna be on a podcast on Monday. Amazing help, since I've been going through this to try to get out of my funk and better myself. He was commenting myself, sometimes we need a bigger why. You might have a why, but we need a bigger why.
Oh yeah.
And if we don't have a bigger why, we need to find it, And one of those things is you either need to be grateful for what you have, or be more grateful for what you have, realizing, what, my life sucks, but it doesn't suck as much as other people. You have to be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
And also, you have to be more driven. Hey, I already have this. Maybe it's time to get bigger, better goals.
Find a purpose to why you even want to get up, man. Every
Exactly.
day.
So someone told me, if you're watching this, someone told me get some kids.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one heck of a motivation. And I don't want to call it motivation, a purpose. A big purpose.
I'm like, unfortunately, I don't have any at the moment.
Que conoces, ¿verdad?
Exactly. I don't have any. But we do have to find in ourselves something. And sometimes it's our family, or partner, or wife, or husband, or kids, or mom, or dad, or whatever circumstances. But if there is nothing like that in your life, then perhaps it could be a dream.
There you go.
It could be a goal. It could be a destination. And it's okay to dream. But what is not, what is not okay? To try. You have a dream, go for it.
Yeah, make it happen. Right.
Make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, how you guys seen? We got Jay Ovier on Guerrero's podcast again, but it's been one heck of a conversation. I hope that you guys got some good golden nuggets from this man, because we talked about health, we talked about business, we talked about personal development. So there's some great nuggets. And if you stay to the end to watch this, drop a comment, drop a follow, and let's give Mr. Jay Ovier a big round of applause for making and giving us the opportunity to interview him for a second time.
No,
right?
Thank you so much. I really hope you guys enjoy. I know we went all over the place, but one of the things that I wanted to make sure you understand is I'm sharing my own personal experiences, and I'm coming here with an open heart, and I don't want to share other people's experiences because I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to be genuine, and I want you guys to see that I'm a person. I struggle. I have my success. I laugh. I cry, and that way for you guys to see that everything is possible.
There you go.
Sometimes the most successful people Not sometimes. It is. Some of the most successful people, they have a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
They have plenty of problems. But the thing is, it's not that you don't have problems. It's about how do you go about
How you handle them?
handling your problems and solving the problems.
Yeah,
And sometimes we allow our problems to overwhelm us.
yeah. So let me ask you this, so we can close it out. What does it mean to be a guerrero to you? Because you've been through so much struggle, and now even fighting through your current, stubbornness. You have to have a warrior in you, man, to overcome this type of stuff. So what is a guerrero to you?
I think a warrior, a guerrero, a fighter is someone that is willing to go to the unknown, but prepare to give it all. Because a warrior, a soldier, un guerrero, when you go into a battle, not necessarily you're gonna win, not necessarily you're gonna lose, not necessarily we know you're gonna come back, but what we do know it is when you go out, you have to give it all.
Yeah. There you go.
You have to give it your all. And if you don't give it your all, well, we're probably gonna get stuck somewhere on the middle of the way. So it's better to give it all and give it your all and say, you know what, I did this, I tried, I fell, but you know what?
I made it.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. So where can the audience find you, Jay? Let them know so they can get access to all your awesome lifestyle and all your deals.
Thank you. Very easy. You guys can find me on my social media on Instagram or TikTok at j.ovier, j.ovier. Me pueden encontrar, textearme a mi celular 626-510-7042, or very easily, you can also Google me, J.Ovier Alvarez, and I'm sure
he's gonna pop up.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop up somewhere.
The nice asshole.
Exactly, the nicest asshole. You might see some pictures of me out there that I'm not.
There you go, partying it up.
Exactly.
Oh,
so that's also part of life,
Yeah. And now with internet, it's definitely part of life.
Exactly.
Well, guys, again, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming by. As you guys already know, Jay Ovier, Jonathan Solis here, and Guerreros, let's go.
Thank you guys, and God bless you all.